So today we're going to talk about why we should keep Planned Parenthood. Now, Planned Parenthood, we're going to talk a little bit about the benefits, the pros and cons, why we need them, and we're going to talk about a resolution of a way to solve this problem that is going around the nation. For a little bit of a review, let's just talk about how $530 million of their $1.3 come from federal funding each year. That's 40% of their profits. Without that, they would not be around. Now, let's also talk about what they do mostly. So 45% of their services, based off of their chart from their annual report, comes from STD and STI testing. Now, 31% comes from contraception, and then another 10% is other women's services. Now, only 3%, that leaves only 3% as abortion. I want to emphasize that, as most people believe that Planned Parenthood is just an abortion clinic, where it actually provides many other family planning services that people do not know about. People pay here on an income scale. So this is one of the most important things about them. They also accept all insurances. They accept Medicare, Medicaid, and any local insurance that you may have. Here are some of the reasons why we still need them. Now, people believe that Planned Parenthood only does abortions. However, they are labeled as a family planning clinic. Now, they represent 10% of the family planning clinics all over the U.S., but they see 36% of the patients that want to go to a family planning clinic. Now, that seems a little off, as they only take up 1/10 of the clinics available, yet they see 1/4 of the people that want to go. Over 1/4. And it says in 2012, the Government Accountability Office said that in 38 states, it was difficult finding clinics that accept Medicaid, especially gynecology. And also, in some occasions, there are hospitals that also fund the Planned Parenthood or have them right next to them, just so they can take some of the services that the hospital is too busy to do. Now, the reason why people disagree. So these are a little bit of the cons. They do 3% of abortions. So while people do say they're the biggest abortion clinic, they may be, but they're also the largest family planning clinic. Therefore, 3% of their abortion is a lot larger than any other individual clinic. People disagree with this mainly because of religion. They don't agree with killing the baby. Now, this is completely fair, and I completely understand. They also really don't want to pay for something that they do not believe in. So our tax dollars is where the federal funding is coming from. Therefore, if they are getting taxed, they are indirectly paying for the abortion that is being funded through the federal government. And if you go on the Planned Parenthood site, they even say that if you're at a certain income, it does come through grants or federal funding for the abortions. Therefore, people just really get upset about it, and it's completely understandable. However, there is a resolution to this. Now, here's my way to fix this. I personally believe that grants should be given to the Planned Parenthood instead of federal funding. Federal funding is general for the entire Planned Parenthood, therefore they can use it on anything they would like to. But if you use grants, you can specify what you can use it on. You can say this grant is $530 million specifically for contraception, prenatal, and STD and STI testing. That means they can no longer use it on any of the other services, including abortions that they offer. I also believe that we should really inform America. People just see Planned Parenthood as the biggest abortion clinic, yet they don't see the other things that they do that are good for the community. Most people believe that you can just go to a State Department and pay $20 and get whatever you would like. However, people just do that, but then the State Department becomes so overwhelmed that you can't get in a timely manner. Having the many many of the Planned Parenthood clinics, you are able to kind of like really spread out the number of patients so that everybody can get in and get out in a timely manner. Also, we should make the end of the year statistic reports very known. We should maybe talk about them in media. Media is very much just really taking away all of Planned Parenthood's credibility. If we just put some of that back into the media, people will be able to see the good things that they do. They tell in their plan, in their annual report, exactly what they spend their money on and how they divvy up their services. So that's where I got my chart from, the 45% STD and STI, and then the 31% contraception. And this will help because this will allow Planned Parenthood to stay open and provide its services to all the people that need it, while allowing people to feel like they are not giving to the abortion fund. And that is really the main issue. It's not that people do disagree with abortion, but it's not that they disagree with anybody doing it. It's that they disagree with anybody paying for it. And the fact that Planned Parenthood gets all the funding from the federal government is where we run into this issue. Now, if they just got the grants, people could not say that they are paying for the abortion when they are only giving the money towards everything else. Also, this would really allow us to not infringe on the rights of women to be able to make their choice. Should their choices maybe be limited per term? Possibly, but that's another problem that we run into somewhere else. Now, we shouldn't infringe on their rights to say that they cannot do that if that's what they really want to do. We should be able to say, okay, you can, but also don't take our right away of being able to say no. And the biggest thing is that we can keep healthcare low. So we can keep the people that have low incomes able to go to a healthcare provider that is trusted and costs less money than any other place, and they can still get the prenatal care that they really need. And then there's my works cited, and that's going to be all. So what really you need to take away from this is we need Planned Parenthood. It just needs to be revised. Not everything is going to be perfect, but people have to be willing to make compromises to benefit the greater good of the nation.